Hi, this is Josh Clark with this week's episode of Be Your Best. Are you ready to live your best year ever? I hope you said yes, because we're in the midst of a series called 7 Steps to Your Best Year Ever. Now, you might remember in last week's episode, we covered the first step, which is in order to succeed, you first must believe. You have to believe that it's possible. And you might remember I shared with you a story about the first person who broke the 4-minute mile, Roger Bannister, back in 1954. And I asked you a question. I said, why was it that in all of recorded history, nobody broke the 4-minute mile, and then 27 days later, after Bannister breaks it, it's broken again? And the answer is no one truly believed it was possible until they saw Bannister break it. And so, do you truly believe that your best year is possible? Absolutely. And so the second step to actually achieving your goals and dreams and making this your best year ever is letting go of past failures, letting go of past regrets. You know, maybe it's because of the baggage of past failures that too many people don't set goals. You hear them say things like, well, why should I? I've done it before and, I failed. But let me ask you a question. The first time you tried to walk, the first time you tried to ride your bicycle, did you succeed? Or did you fall and have to get back up again and again and again? And eventually, now today, you're able to walk, even run, right? Now, what if your child came to you with a poor report card? Would you just say, well, you know what, you're a failure? What if they failed the 3rd grade? Would you say, you know what, school's not for you? Forget it. Don't try again. Or would you go out, would you say, you can do it. You can succeed this time. Of course we would. The reality is your past failures are not indicative of future results. Yesterday really ended last night. Today, this year, it's a brand new year full of endless possibilities. In fact, I want to share with you that I believe that past failures actually set you up for even greater success. And here's 3 reasons why I believe that. First, each failure brings you that much closer to success. When Thomas Edison was asked, were you discouraged? Did you fail 10,000 times to invent the light bulb? He said, no. With every failure, I became that much closer to success. And second, the second reason is that you realize that you survived, that failure doesn't kill you. In fact, you realize it only makes you stronger. And the difference between those who are successful and those who aren't is that those who are super successful just fail more often, but they keep on trying. The only way you can be a failure is to quit, is to give up. And the third reason, and I love this, is that too often we believe that failure actually means that we have nothing to offer others. But the opposite is true. The opposite is true. In fact, people are inspired by those who have been through failures, been through setbacks, but yet pressed on. What the world doesn't need is more lottery winners, right? You might envy them, but you don't identify with them. You aren't inspired by them. What are the inspirational stories? Who are the true heroes? True heroes had to battle a villain, right? They face discouragement, setbacks, near defeat, but they keep on. And in the very end, they emerge triumphant, and we cheer them on, right? You know what? That's you. You're going to have your best year ever. I believe it. You have to believe it. Those failures have only set you up for greater success. I love Philippians 3:13 and 14. Paul says, and I'm going to paraphrase it. He says, brethren, I don't count myself to have already achieved, but this one thing I do, letting go of those things from the past and pressing forward to the prize, to the goal. So you got to let go. Now here's what I do want to say, is we want to learn from past failures. Absolutely. And by all means, if we've wronged anyone, if we've hurt anyone, we want to ask for forgiveness. We want to do our best to make it right. And then we have to move on to the future. And so my challenge for you is this week. I want to challenge you to identify one failure from your past where you didn't quit. You may have failed, but you didn't quit. You got back up and then you ended up succeeding. And I want you to take a moment to reflect on how that felt and then to eventually succeed. And then the second challenge is I want you to get 2 pieces of paper. And on the one piece of paper, I want you to write down 1 to 3 what you view as failures from this past year. And then on the other second piece of paper, I want you to write down what lessons did you learn from that will make you stronger this next year. And then afterwards, burn or tear up the first sheet of paper and carry with you the lessons into the future. And I can't wait to be with you next week. We'll cover the third step to living your best year ever. But in the meantime, let's go out there and make it an awesome week as we learn from our past failures, but push onward and forward. And if this video has encouraged you, I want to ask you to please be a catalyst to share this with somebody. And together, we can make this world brighter, one person at a time. Now let's go out there and make it an awesome week. God bless.